Hi everyone, welcome to the part 2 of our Gmail application using microservice approach. Part 1 is already uploaded. If you haven't watched, then you can go and watch it. Fine. Now in part 2, what we are going to build? We are going to build the inbox mail. One of the most important part of this video. Sent items, outbox, trash mails, and all other. Fine. And we are going to implement, listen to me carefully, we are going to implement the functionality to fetch the received mails, That is what the inbox is. Okay, inbox, and here are your mails which you have received. Yeah, that is what inbox. Fine. So suppose if some of your friend, okay, consider a scenario. Suppose if some of your friend sent you a mail. Okay. So you will be received that mail in your inbox of your Gmail application which you have built instead of going to gmail.com. Okay, our app which we are going to build, our Gmail app has enough capability to fetch the received mails every second, and that is where at scheduled annotation comes into the picture. Okay, you are going to learn a lot of things in this video. Fine. Now one interesting thing, I am going to show you the inbox functionality. Okay, and then just 1 to 2 line change and you can build this all at your own. Okay, interesting, right? Fine. So this is what all about overview scenario. Now you might be thinking one thing. Okay, so there's a question running in your mind that you told me we are going to build Gmail application using microservice approach. Where is the microservice? Like where is another service? And where is the integration part? Like this service is integrating to this service. Both are running on the different port. Just like Instagram is integrating with Facebook. Okay, two other applications. Okay, Gmail is integrating with the Yahoo. Okay, so where is that? Fine. Now one thing is missing. Okay, just see carefully. Let me just erase it. Compose button. Okay, so here we'll create compose button just like Gmail. Okay, compose and all these tabs, and here is our entire Gmail application. Now again you might be thinking that where is microservice in here? If you remember, this compose functionality we have already covered. This is only our Gmail application part 1. If you have watched my Gmail application part 1 video, so this is what we have achieved. Compose is one of the service of Gmail. Okay, inbox, sent, these all are the another service. What we need to interact, we need to integrate these service. Okay, fine. So in a brief, what we have covered in our Gmail application part 1, we have created an app by the name G Email Sender. Okay, so when we run this application, there is a form. Here is the to, here is the subject, and here is the message. Okay, to, subject, message, and here is one send button. Okay, on click of send, we are sending the mail to this email address. Okay, this is what we have achieved in our Gmail application part 1. That is, we can able to send the mail to anyone. Now listen to me, just give me 5 minutes. This Gmail application part 2 we have completed. Okay, everything is done. Inbox and everything is done. When I click on the compose button, here is just a compose button. There is no backend functionality. Just a compose button in our this part 2 application. Okay, so when we click on the compose button, a form will open. Same form. Okay, we need to remove this form from here and we'll create the same form here. Okay, just a front end. A form will open. Here is a to, here is the subject, and here is the message, and here is one send button. When user will click on the send button, this application, Gmail application part 2 application will contact to this Gmail application part 1. And one more thing, both applications are running on 8081 and this is running on 8080. Different ports, both applications are running. Okay, this is the Gmail application part 2. I wanna send the mail to anyone. I click on the compose button. A form will open. Okay, we've created just a HTML, a form will open. Okay, I've typed here my email address to whom I wanna send the mail. Okay, subject and message. When I click on the send, now there is no backend functionality in my part 2 to send the mail. Where is the backend functionality? In my another service which is running on different port. So on click of the send button, my part 2 application contact to my Gmail application part 1. Okay, send these all details to my part 1, and then my part 1 will execute the process, backend process, send the mail, revert it back, and here we'll see email sent successfully. Okay, so this is how our Gmail application part 2 is integrating with Gmail application part 1 to get the compose service, because compose is another service, similarly just like a bank application. Okay, so you have created an interface. Fine, there is another service for withdraw and deposit. This is another service for like different things. There are so many options for bank. What you need to do is, whatever user wants, just try to integrate with them. I'm again and again speaking, integration is the money. Okay, company only wants integration. Fine, so this is what our Gmail application using microservice approach. Fine, let's go to my browser and set up my Gmail application part 2 project. Okay, so yeah, here's my browser, and let me go to the Spring Initializer. Okay, click on this link, Spring Initializer. Fine, so at very first thing, let me give my project name. So it should be G email receiver. Okay, receiver. If you remember, in our Gmail application part 1, we have created the project by the name G email sender, because we are sending the mails. Here we are creating the inbox, so Gmail receiver. Fine, and then let's add the dependency. So at very first, Spring Web, then Thymeleaf. Okay, obvious. Then Spring Boot Dev Tools. Fine, so yeah, that's all dependency we required. If we need more dependency later in this project, then we'll add them externally using MVN repository. Okay, for now that's all. Okay, so let me first Maven Java current version jar 17. Okay, fine, so let me generate my project. Let me save it in my folder. Okay, now yeah, let me go to my zip and extract it. Extract all, extracted. Okay, now let me go to my Eclipse and import the project. So Maven, existing Maven project, browse. Okay, and let me go to my folder, today modifications. Yeah, Gmail receiver. Go inside, select folder, finish. Okay, so Gmail receiver. Yeah, here it is. Let me go to my pom.xml. What all dependency we have added? So we have added Thymeleaf. Okay, Spring Boot Starter Web, that is Spring Web. Okay, DevTools, and the test dependency which is pre-added. Fine. Now at very first thing, let's create the entity, email entity. Okay, email properties. So let me go to my and new class. So the package should be entity. Okay, and class name is email. Fine. Let me zoom it. Now tell me what are the properties of email. First, private string email received from. Okay. Second, private string email subject. Yeah, we want third thing, private on which date. Okay, so let me just keep it the simple date and received date. Yeah, agreed. And the last thing and the most important thing is private string email content. Okay, fine. So now let me create the getters and setters. You can also create using the Lombok. Okay, after adding the Lombok dependency, let me just generate in a simple way. So getters and setters generated. Okay, okay, fine. Now it's good. Okay, fine. Now just focus here. Okay, pay attention here. Now let's go to our email receiver like interface UI area. Okay, so when you open the gmail.com, when you'll go to the gmail.com, the very first thing you'll see this type of interface. Here there are the tabs. Okay, just like inbox, sent items, okay, drafts, trash, all mails, okay, outbox, and much more. And here are the content area. Fine. So if you just click on the inbox, so all the inbox mail should be here. Okay, just like sent, draft, same thing. Okay, so let's create the similar type of UI. Okay, fine. So I'm going to use the bootstrap. Okay, already there, available on the internet. Let's use the bootstrap. Let's not waste much time on create this interface. We want this interface at the end. Bootstrap is already there, the UI framework. Let's use it. Okay, so at very first thing, let me go to my src resources template, create a HTML file. So inbox.html. Okay, fine. Yeah, so first let me create the basic skeleton. HTML head, title. Okay, so email receiver. Okay, and then body. Yeah, let me also add the thymeleaf XML NS. Okay, th equals http www.thymeleaf.org. Okay, done. Now let me go to my browser, get bootstrap. Okay, click on the very first link, getbootstrap.com. Okay, go scroll down, include via CDN. Okay, first copy the CSS link in your head section. Okay, Control Shift F for the format. Again go here and then copy this second JS CSS. Okay, fine. So copy it, come here, paste it, Control Shift F. Okay, formatted, done. Now in the body, the very first thing, let me add a heading. H1 G email receiver. Fine. Now just pay attention here, pay attention here. There might be one question running in your mind. That is, okay, we are using the Bootstrap libraries. Fine. But what it means? Yeah, what it means. And the second question is why we are using it. All valid questions. See, I'm again and again speaking that this course is not only for the knowledge purpose but also for the interview preparation. Ask me anything. What it means, why we are using it. Yeah, definitely. Okay, just give me 5 minutes and I'll make you master. Okay, so let me go to my browser and HTML editor. Okay, HTML editor. Go to the very first link, W3 Schools HTML online editor. Okay, try it yourself. Fine. So this is my HTML editor and this is my output. Okay, now Bootstrap. So let me copy these two link, Bootstrap link, and paste it here. Simple. Run it. Okay, a plain document. The very first point. When you are using the Bootstrap libraries, you have given a plain document with the document divided into 12 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. 12 columns. And you just need to play with the classes. Okay, fine. I'll show you. I'm not going to leave anything. Okay, I'll show you so that you can kickstart from here. Okay, and there's nothing. Just play with the classes. Okay, fine. So let me initialize a div element. Okay, div element, and let me write something column 1. Okay, you can see div, and let me run it. See here, the output is simple column 1. Fine. Now my requirement is I want my div element to occupy the complete width, this complete width till here end. Then there is a class COL. Okay, let me run it. Now let me go to my inspect, right click inspect. Okay, and let me hover. See here, it is taking the complete width. Fine, I don't want it. I only want my div element to occupy just this first column because I'm using the Bootstrap. That means I very well know that okay, my document has been internally divided into 12 columns. So I just want to occupy this first column. Okay. Call 1. Run it. Now see, just first column. Okay. Suppose I want my div element to occupy 6 columns. 6. Okay, width. So now let me run it and then see. Suppose I want the full width. So I told you that okay, the document is divided into 12 columns. Let me write 12. Okay, and then again see, complete. That means document is completely divided into 12. The HTML page, the HTML document is divided into 12 columns, and classes is given to you. You just need to play around with it. How? Go to here, getbootstrap.com. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, and read the docs. Scroll down in the layout. Just go to the grid and see here. Okay, suppose you have initialized 3 divs. okay, with the class call, call and call, then all three divs occupy equal spaces in a particular row which is enclosed in a div with have a class row. Okay, just read it out and you can see there are the different pixels. Fine, and you can see this is the wider call 6. Okay, wider. Fine, you can see. Just play around with the classes. That's all. There's nothing because everything is returned. Everything is returned, and why? Because it is responsive. It is responsive. Okay, so it's a great. Fine. So this is what I just want you to kickstart the Bootstrap if someone who don't know and like what is Bootstrap and how to use it. Okay, fine. It's not a Bootstrap class. If you want, then comment down and I'll create it complete 2 to 3 hour video. Okay, so come to our topic, and our topic is this. Fine. Now what we want is we want this type of layout. Here are our links and here should be the tabular format. Okay, from, date, content, something like that. Okay, that means nav and tabs. Okay, so let me go to my Bootstrap and scroll down, yeah, here. Okay, then see, so I don't want this type of, I want not this too, no, I also know, yeah, this. Okay, so can you compare, like, okay, here is the inbox, okay, here is the sent items, here is the trash, all mails, and this is the content. Okay, fine. Let me just copy it and let me paste it here. Control Shift F to format. Okay, so first let me only keep 2 tabs, okay, or 3 tabs, fine, because it's somewhat confusing. So okay, so see, these are the tabs and this is their respective content area. So let me just write it as inbox. Okay, the second is sent items, and fine. So for now let's keep 2 only. Okay, so this is inbox and sent items. Fine, we'll create all other tabs later. Okay, so this is done. And here is the suppose I'll write the inbox mails area. Okay, and this is the sent mails area. Okay, so let's do one thing. First let me create the skeleton, okay, and then let's run our application and then test it out. Okay, that okay, this is what like some looks like a Gmail. Okay, and then we'll just focus on the main functionality. Fine, UI you can take care of it. Okay, but the functionality, how to fetch, how to integrate 2 applications, compose, and then receiver. Okay, email sender, email receiver, and then how when we just compose the mail, okay, the mail got sent and it should be reflected in our application. Okay, and all the things. Fine, so first let me create the skeleton. A skeleton means controller and service. Okay, see how I'm explaining step by step. Okay, so now the next is controller and what is that? Gmail receiver, Gmail receiver controller. Okay, done. Controller, and then let me create the service also. Class, so the package should be service and the class name is Gmail receiver service. Service. Okay, yeah, that's all.
Let me save it. Now first let me public string inbox. Okay, let me create a method by the name inbox, return, and let me return my inbox page. Okay, inbox get mapping and fine. So when I just run my application, I'll get this inbox HTML page. Okay, everything looks good. So just let's run my application and let's see. Okay, run as okay, so it is running in 8080 and my email sender also on 8080. Okay, later on we'll just change the port and simultaneously run both the application. Okay, so it's running. Okay, fine. On port 8080, let me go to my localhost 8080. Okay, yeah, so this is what Gmail receiver. Okay, so let me just do some modifications. The very first thing is class equals, there is a class text center. Okay, save it. Now I want to give some space like container space, so there is a class container. Okay, refresh it. Okay, done. Fine. Now this is what the see inbox and sent mails. Okay, inbox and sent mails. Fine. Now what I want is just like this. I want, suppose consider this is the inbox. Okay, so I want here a table where there are 4 columns: from, date, subject and content. Okay, and I want all the mails, list of mails to be displayed in that table. Okay, so the next thing is table. Yeah, so that's all. Let me copy it. This table is okay, and I want the table in my inbox area. Okay, sent will do it later. First let's complete the one by one. Inbox area, so here. Okay, so this is the inbox and the content respective to it is this inbox mail area. Let me and pasted the table here. Okay, and here from mail received from. Okay, so from subject, receive date and content. From subject, date, and let me just display the content, the mail content here only. Okay, first, because let's complete the functionality. Okay, we are able to fetch the content from the Gmail. Fine, and then we'll create the same UI. Okay, don't tell me like okay, just create the same UI like a Gmail. Fine, UI is not important, the functionality is important. Okay, so this is okay. Let me save it and go there. I got it. So in the inbox I'm getting the table from subject, date and content. Okay, in the sent items it's same. Fine. Okay, and here I want 11 mails, the list of mails. Okay, 11 mails from my Gmail, what I've received in Gmail. Here I want with the actual from, subject, date and content of the mail. Okay, got it. Fine. So I hope you got. Let me just remove this also. Okay, because we are going to use the time leaf, so we are going to use the for each statement, so it will replicate how many the size of list. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, fine. Now let's implement the backend functionality, the most important. Okay, service. Okay, fine. Okay, so at first we need to create a list of type email entity. Okay, so this is my email entity. We need to create a list of type email. Why? Because we are going to fetch all the emails, all the mails. Okay, then we'll add all the mails into this list of type email. Then we'll return the list which contain all the emails to our controller and HTML page. And then we'll show it to the end user. Okay, fine. Simple. I'll make it super simple. Okay, so private list of type email, okay, and all emails equal new array list of type email. One more variable I create, private int last message count. Okay, last message count, which is initialized as -1. Why I've created this variable? Don't worry, I'll explain it everything, okay, in coming few minutes. But before, please be focused, because the most crucial part of the video is going to start. Okay, the intuition part. Fine. I want you to think or analyze how Gmail is working, like what all services, what all process is going on when you open gmail.com, when you type gmail.com and hit enter. The first process, all the mails are preloaded before creating the objects. Just note it down. Okay, when you just gmail.com, when you just write gmail.com on your browser and hit enter, it will take 2 to 3 seconds. It will first load, and you'll see a Gmail sign, and then you'll see an interface, inbox, sent items, trash, all mails, and here are the inbox received mails, right? Fine, those mails are preloaded. Okay, those mails are preloaded before creating the objects. Fine. Suppose you have 30,000 mails. Will it not take time to fetch 30,000 mails? And the mail should contain, may contain attachments. Okay, and some mails are bigger in size. Yeah, then that's why it should have preloaded. Okay, so we'll create one method for that. See, I'm just creating the foundation. Okay, the intuition part. Think like in that way. We are creating the Gmail application. Okay, the second process is, suppose you'll receive 2 to 3 new mails in that time. Okay, gmail.com is open in front of you. Okay, and 2 to 3 mails just now received. How you'll get to know? When you receive a new mails, it automatically appear on the top of all the mails which is already available. Okay, as a unread mails. Yeah, that means there is one more process is continuously running, either every second, every millisecond. Yeah. Okay, second method. Okay, so one second. Private void fetch all mails. Fine, this is one method. Second method, public void newly received mails. Okay, and then public void, okay, initial mails. Okay, initial mails. Fine. Now fetch all mails is responsible to fetch all the mails before creating the objects, so that user should not have to wait much. Okay, suppose you have 30,000 mails. Okay, you have 30,000 mails and we are creating this Gmail application. Fine. When we run our application, okay, and when you just enter localhost 8080 and some your URL pattern. Okay, and if this method is responsible to fetch the mails, to fetch the 30,000 mails, first it takes time. Then we need to add those mails into our list 30,000, and then this list return to the controller and then to the HTML page. End user is sitting, okay, I'm getting the output. You'll get the output, but time. That's why before creating the object we need to run this method. That means we'll keep ready, we'll keep fetched all the mails. Just remaining is to return. That's all. Okay, how to do it? In the initial mails, I'll call fetch all mails. Okay, fine. And bean scope and lifecycle we've already seen, okay, in our past videos. Add post construct. Okay, so add post construct. Spring will see, okay, on this method there is a add post construct. That means before creating the object I need to execute this method. That means I need to call fetch all mails. Okay, fetch all mails. We'll fetch all the mails. Okay, and then we'll add them into all emails. Fine, done. Just we need to call them from the controller. That's all. Okay, and this method is responsible. This method is responsible to capture the newly mails. Okay, how? See, here after fetching all the mails, suppose you have 30 mails, 30 inbox, 30 mails are there in your Gmail, in your mail ID. Okay, so after fetching all the mails, we'll get the count, number of mail count, that is 30. We'll update this count, last message count. Okay, fine. In this method, every second, using add scheduled annotation, every second this method will run. So we'll check, suppose a new mail will receive. Okay, we have added add schedule. That means this method is running every second. Okay, here we are checking current count and the last count. If they are different, if the current count is 31 mails, last count is 30 mail, okay, that means one new mail received. Again we'll fetch, we'll update the all emails list, we'll return that list, and we'll show that list, that mail on the top. That is important, on the top first, that user can see, okay, this is the new mail I received. And we are already showing the from, subject, received date, and the content. Fine. So I hope you'll get a clear-cut understanding of what I have just now delivered you, and in the intuition part. Okay, because I can also do like, okay, fine, this is that, this is that, this is that, this is the complete code. Okay, and you can just play the video, pause it, and copy it, and then finish. No, I told you this. The videos, my channel is not only for the knowledge purpose but also for interview purpose. In interview, you have to learn the backend process, the theory, like the intuition part. Okay, fine. So now let's implement the functionality. Fine. Okay, so now at first we need to add the email properties. Fine. So properties, okay, props equal new properties. Fine. So now let me add the email properties. Props dot put, it is in the key value pair. So first properties mail dot store dot protocol. Okay, and the value is IMAP. Fine. The second is props.put, okay, host. So mail dot imap dot host, which is Gmail. Okay, so imap.gmail.com. Fine. Okay, fine. The third is props.put and port. So mail.imap.port, which is 993. Okay, fine. So it is in the double quotes. And the last property is props.put, and it is mail.imap.ssl.enable, which is true. Okay, now we need to create the session. Fine. So session, and okay, so we need to add the dependency. That's why I have not added initially. Fine. So let's add the mail dependency using external resources, that is MVN. So let me go to my browser. Okay, just simply type spring boot starter mail MVN. Okay, I already shown you. You can see MVN repository. Just click on this link and click on the version, current version. Mine is 3.4.1. okay, just copy it, come back, pom.xml, okay, and paste it here. Okay, format it. I don't need this. I don't need the version also. Fine, save it. Now see here, jakarta.mail. okay, it should be in this package. Yeah, this is okay. Fine. Now let's create a session. Session equals session dot get instance, and let's pass the properties. Fine. Okay, fine. Now next we need a store. Fine. So we need a store. Now you might be thinking that why we need a store and what is this store. See, we want all our email data. We want inbox mails, we want sent, we want trash, we want outbox, we want everything. Okay, that means we need a store. Or I can say we'll create a store and then connect that store to our email address whose data we want. After that, we will fetch whatever data we want. Suppose we want inbox. So from the store, we'll fetch inbox. From the store, we'll fetch trash. From the store, we'll fetch anything, any data related to our email address. Fine. That's why we need a store. So that all the data, okay, all the data we will fetch from the store and then proceed further. Okay, fine. See. So store in the same package, store equals session dot get store, and I'll pass imap. Okay, fine. Our store is created. It's an empty store. Now we need to connect our store to our email address. Store to store dot connect. Fine. So we need to pass three things. First is host. Okay, so this is the host. And this is the value. Fine. Second thing is your email address. So my is at gmail.com. And third thing is your app password. I already shown you how to get the app password in our Gmail application part 1. Okay, the app password is not same as your regular password. You need to go to the Gmail account and then turn on the two-factor authentication, and then you need to search app password, and then you need to give your display name, and then Gmail will give you the app password. Okay, fine. So later on I'll just write my app password because due to security purpose. Okay, you'll write your app password. Fine. Now we have connected the store. That's all. The only thing is let's fetch the inbox mails. Okay, so now, and it is showing me some error. Okay, so I need to enclose it in the try catch block. Okay, exception E, fine, done. Now the next thing is folder. Okay, now the next thing, again, what is folder and why we are using is all the tabs, inbox, sent, trash, and whatever are known as folders. Okay, inbox folder, sent items, trash folder. Okay, these are the folders. In the inbox folder, inbox mails. Okay, so we usually call it as a folders. Okay, so we need now first we need to fetch the inbox mails. That means we need to get the inbox folder. In that folder, we'll have all the inbox mails. Okay, so folder in the same package jakarta.mail, and I'll write it as a inbox folder equals store. See, now store is connected to our Gmail address. That means store should contain all the data, all the folders, everything. So from the store we need to get the folder, that I want a particular folder by folder name. Store dot get folder, and here inbox. See how simple is this? Okay, like, are you getting what I'm trying to deliver you? If you are getting the concept, then please subscribe. Fine. Okay, done. Now okay, so now this is okay. Now we need to open the folder. Okay, fine, we got the inbox folder. This is the folder which contain all our inbox mails. Let's open the folder. So inbox folder dot open, and let's keep it as a read only mode. So folder dot read only. Okay, done. Now nothing is remaining. Just we can see, just visualize. Okay, there is a folder. Now we have opened the folder. Now we can able to see all the mails. Now all the mails, we need to store those mails in any one of the data structures. Let's store it in a array. Okay, and then using for each loop, let's fetch one mail and then set it into our list. Simple. Okay, fine. So here we have opened our folder. We can able to see all the mails. Fine. Now there is a message in the same package jakarta.mail. Okay, so fine. See, message, mail, both is same. Fine. So let's create an array. So all mails equals inbox folder dot get messages. We have a method get messages. That means from the inbox folder we are getting the messages in this array. All mails got stored. Fine, nothing is remaining now. Fine, so let me just write a sysout, and let me just initial fetch. Okay, initial fetch total mails count. Total mails count is all mails dot length. Okay, array length. Fine. So in this all mails array, we'll have all our emails, all our inbox mails. Okay, received mails. Now using the for each loop. So message. Okay, message, mails same. Okay, message and all mails. Fine. Okay, now what I need to do is, where is my email entity? This is my email entity. Okay, so let me create a email entity object equals new email. Fine. In our email, these all things I'm receiving here. Okay, from the email, from the mail we are fetching from the inbox folder. Okay, we are getting all the messages, all the mails or messages. Okay, and using the for each loop, we are getting 11 mails. Okay, 11 mails. That mail should contain from, subject, receive date and content. Okay, so we'll fetch from, subject, receive date and content from the mail, actual mail, and then using the getters and setter we are setting into our this email entity. Okay, fine. So email entity, these properties have the data. Okay, and that email entity is adding into all emails list of type email, and then we are sending that list. We will send this list to the controller and then we'll display to the user. Okay, fine. So this is what I've created. Email using the getters and setter, email, that is email dot set from. Okay, so internet address dot toString, and here message dot get from. Okay, understood? Here in this message we are getting 11 mails from the inbox. Okay, so we are getting the from and setting into our email entity from. Okay, fine. So similarly here in the message we are getting the from and setting into this. We are getting the subject and setting into this subject. We are getting the receive date and setting into our email entity receive date, and we are getting the content and setting into the content. And then this email, this entity, we have the list of this email entity. We are adding this email to the list and then transfer and returning that list to the controller and then HTML. Simple. Okay, fine. So similarly this email dot set, the next is subject. So set subject. Okay, message dot get subject. See, this message have already inbuilt method, get subject, get everything. Okay, no need to worry. Email dot, the third is received date. So set received date message dot get. See, receive date, sent date, get all headers, get content type, everything we have. Okay, get received date. Fine. Now the next is email dot, the last is content. So email dot set content, and the message, here is a twist, message dot get content. It is of type object part, P-A-R-T, part. Fine. Why? Because might be possible a email contains attachments, PDF, images, Word file, whatever. Yeah, possible. Object. Okay, so what we need to do, see, but here in the as a content we are we just want the string content. So what we need to do is, let's fetch text from the email and then store into our this content variable. Fine. Later on in the coming few minutes I'll show you how to get the, because we need to create another properties for attachments, for everything. Okay, so first let's do one thing. Let's fetch the text plain from the email, and then we'll fetch the particular attachments also, okay, for respective. Okay, and then we'll show it in our browser by creating a one more columns. So on click of that user can download it. Yeah, so that is fine. Okay, so first we need to do is, let's get the text. So let's create a method get text from message, and let's pass this message, okay, or particular mail. Let me create this method, public string string, okay, this method, and I'm getting here message. Okay, message mail, same thing, fine. Now let's check it. If this message, that means mail, okay, dot is mime type, okay, and text plain, fine. That means if my message or mail contains only text, fine, then no need to do anything. That's all we want. Just return message dot get content type dot to string. Okay, fine. But else if my message dot is mime type and multi part, okay, multi part. See, first we have checked if my mail contains only text, then just return it dot to string. But if it contains attachments, then we need to fetch the text, okay, line by line, fine. So mime multipart equals message dot get content. Okay, first let's get the content, fine. So I got all the content here in my multipart object. I got all the content including attachments and all the things, fine. Okay, let me typecast it, mime multipart. Okay, so now return, let me create one more method, get text from mime multipart, and let's pass this mime multipart. Now we need to get the text from the mails which contain the attachments and all the things, okay, part multipart, fine. So simple public string, and now this, fine. So I'm getting the mime multipart, and then first let me create the string builder, builder equal new string builder. Okay, now let me use the for loop, okay, because line by line this is the mail, okay, mail have the body part, okay. So we need to check each and every body part, that is this the mime or text plain. If this is the text plain, then okay, we'll add in this string builder. If it's not a text plain, it's a attachments, then we'll leave it. Got it? Okay, fine. Don't worry, I'll not leave anything. Okay, fine. So now what we need to do is int I equals 0, I less than mime multipart dot get count I plus plus. Okay, now body part equals mime multipart dot get body part and the index I. Got it? Okay, fine. So now it is, why it is giving me error, because throws exception. Okay, let me just close this. Okay, throws exception. So here also throws exception. Okay, fine. That's all. We got the body part. Now just we need to check it, that if body part dot is mime type text comma plain, then builder dot append body part dot get content. Okay, fine. If the body part is text or plain, then we are appending to this builder. Okay, done. And then just return we are returning the string. Okay, so builder dot to string. Okay, fine. So here we'll get, and let me here also return simple. No need to return anything, because if my mail contains just text plain, we are returning. If my mail contains multi-part, okay, the MIME type is multi-part, then we are returning here, else nothing. Okay, so that's all. And here we'll get the text content of the mail, complete text content. Okay, just like how it is displayed in our Gmail. Okay, and then it is setting into our email entity content. Fine. Now our email entity properties, that is from, subject, receive date and content, contains all the data of the email. Now just one thing remaining. Let's add this email to our all emails list. Okay, all emails list of type email. Okay, just 2 minutes, just focus here. We have connected the store to our email address. Fine. From the store we'll get the folder, inbox folder. Okay, inbox folder. We have opened the inbox folder. Okay, from the inbox folder, the folder got opened. We have fetched all the messages, all the mails. We have stored all the mails in a array of type messages. Okay, fine. Now that all mails, using the for each loop, we are fetching one messages. Okay, we are setting the from, subject, receive date and content to our type email entity what we've created. Now we are adding this to our all emails list of type email. Dot add email. Okay, that's all. Now one of the most important thing is, let's update the last message count. Okay, last message count equals to our inbox folder dot get message count. Okay, see, inbox folder, in the inbox folder we have all the mails. Okay, so there is one method, inbox folder dot get message count. That means it gives me all the mails count. Fine. Suppose you have 30 mails, 30 inbox mails present. Okay, fine. So when we start our application, so before creating the object, initial mails got executed. Why? Because we've added the post construct annotations. If it is executed, then fetch all mails also get executed. Fetch all mails. In our fetch all mails, we are fetching the initial mails. Initial mails in the inbox folder, we got 30 mails. Okay, so using the inbox folder dot get message count, the last message count got updated to 30. Okay, fine. Now last message count got updated to the 30. Okay, the next thing is next process. This method, newly received mails. This method is running every second. Okay, or every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds. So before that, if you'll receive 2 new mails, so now the current mails count is 32. Initial 30, 32. Okay, so we'll compare. We'll again fetch and we'll compare with this last message count. Okay, so now we'll got, okay, so current message count is greater 32 and last message count is 30. That means there is a 2 new mails. So we will fetch only those 2 new mails, update our all email list, and then place those 2 new mails on the top of stack, on the top of all the mails, not the last, on the top, just like Gmail. Okay, fine. So we have updated it, and then the only one thing remaining is, let me put one sys out also. Okay, so last message count is last message count. Okay, and then we need to close the resources. So inbox folder dot close. Okay, and false. Okay, and store dot close. Fine. in the exception, let's write a SOP statement. It is a error in fetching initial mails. Okay, and e dot, let's get exception. Okay, exception. Okay, so e dot get message. Fine, that's all we have done. Okay, it's completed. Now let's run this thing. Okay, so when we run our application, we'll get all the inbox mails. Okay, yeah, so this is also 50% or 70% job done. Okay, big achievement. Fine, let me save it. Okay, and now one last thing is remaining is application.properties. Okay, application.properties. So here is my application.properties. So let me write it quickly. Spring.mail.host, which is equals imap.gmail.com. Okay, then port spring.mail.port, which is 993. Okay, then username spring.mail.username, which is my mail ID. Okay, and then spring.mail.password. Okay, my app password. So let me enter it. Fine. Okay, so I entered my app password. You can enter your app password. Fine, and now everything is okay. Let me enter app password here also. Okay, here store.connect. Okay, fine. So now everything is done. Now let me quickly run my application. Okay, one second. We need to pass this all email list to our controller and HTML. That part is remaining. Okay, all email list got updated with all the mails, but we need to see in our HTML page. Before that we need to pass it. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let me create a public list of type email and get emails. Okay, and return this okay, so I'll just call this method. Get emails. That's why I have kept my fetch initial mails method as private. Okay, private. I don't want to call fetch all mails. Fine, fetch all mails will update all email list. I'll just call get emails, which is returning all email list. Okay, so from the controller, this is okay. From the controller, so when we run our application, this method, inbox method, will run. Okay, so list of email. Okay, emails list equals, first let me auto wire the service. Okay, so g email private g email receiver service, gmail receiver service. Let me auto wired it. Okay, auto wired. Fine. Now dot get emails. Okay, we have created this method get emails, so it will give me all email list. Okay, it will go to the controller, it will see, okay, this is the mapping. That means localhost 8080 will run this method. It will run this get emails, which is returning the all email list. Okay, and then it will returning the inbox. Okay, so we need to pass this list to our HTML using the model model dot add attribute and emails list, and let me pass the emails list. Okay, fine. Now using this key and using the for each loop, will get one emails from the email list. Okay, so this is what the a row. Okay, tr row. So using the for each loop, we will create one row. Okay, for all the emails with proper subject, from, receive date and content. Okay, fine. So we'll create th each for each equals email. Okay, and which is coming from the dollar, and where is the controller? So using model attribute, we are passing this email list using this key to our HTML. So copy the key, paste it here. Okay, fine. So now using the for each loop, the emails present in this list will fetch here. Okay, and then using this email, we will get from subject, date and content. Okay, because here in this email we are getting this email. Okay, so this email contains from, subject, receive date, content. Okay, so using this email, let me show you. Th text equals, okay, dollar and email dot, first is from. Okay, from, simple. Th text equals, okay, dollar, second is email dot subject. Okay, subject. Third column text should be, third column text is date. Okay, so dollar and email dot what is the third column? Date. Okay, so what is my property name? Received date. So email dot received, one second, let me format it. Okay, so hashtag dates. Okay, we can also format using thime leaf. Okay, hashtag dates format. Okay, and then email dot received date, in the and in which format we need to format it. So it should be dd mm yyyy hh and mm. Okay, done. Now the last is content. So th text equals, okay, email dot content. Done. Fine, everything is done. Now let me run my application. Okay, so run as Java application. It's running. See, initial fetch total mails 177. Okay, in the service we have added SOP statement. Fine, so here is my service and this is what we have added. Initial fetch total mails count this. Okay, we got the inbox folder. Okay, from the store. Fine, we have opened the inbox folder. Okay, now we got all the mails, get messages, all the mails from the inbox folder we have stored in our array of type message. Okay, now the total mails dot length. Okay, the array length which contain all the mails. So initial fetch count total mails is this. See here, last message count. Okay, last message count 177. Last message count 177. It has fetched all the mails. Okay, and now it is updating, and now we got the message count. Okay, from the inbox folder. That means all the mails count equals last message count, and this is what we have printed it out. Last message count 177, total fetch, initial fetch total mails count 177. Okay, fine. Now if we'll receive new mails, then we'll get an increase 178, 179. Fine. So now let me go to my browser, localhost 8080. See, we got all the mails. This is the sent items, and this is our inbox. From subject, date and content. Okay, you can see. Okay, it's not look like a Gmail, I know that, fine, but we have achieved 70%, we have achieved 50-70%. We have fetched all the mails. See, all the mails we have fetched with the actual from, subject, date and the content. Okay, see, it's time to get started, and all this is the same content what you can also recheck using with Gmail. Okay, it's the same content we have done. See, all the mails. Okay, so this is one of the big job we have done. We have fetched all the inbox mails. Fine. Now similarly, now it's not a big deal. Similarly, you can fetch sent, trash, inbox, outbox, whatever. Okay, the next in the coming few minutes, next what we're going to achieve, another important thing, and that is one of the most important bread and butter. How? If in the meantime I'll receive a new mail, then it should automatically updated, automatically received, automatically appeared on the top of all these mails here on the top of it. How to do it? This method is responsible for that. How? Because we'll add the annotations, add scheduled annotations, so that it will run every 10 seconds. Okay, fine. So I hope you got clear cut understanding till here. If you got, then please subscribe my channel. Okay, fine. Now let's achieve this quickly. Okay, yeah, so one more thing. See, in this we have fetched inbox mails. Now you might be thinking that how to get the sent items, how to get the trash. Just change this name. Using this name we are getting the folders from the store. Store contains everything. Using the name we'll fetch one folder. Okay, where I have kept here name inbox. Fine. Now you might be thinking, okay, we'll remove the inbox and just write the sent. Okay, just like this. You'll get error. Okay, so there is a specific name, folder name. I'll show you how to get all the folder name also. Okay, don't worry about that. So that you can just see, you can print it out in the SOP. Okay, this is the folder name, all the folder name. Okay, so it should be like Gmail and send, something like that. Okay, for the others. Okay, don't think like inbox simple, so I've shown you the inbox. No, I'll show you the how to get all the folder names. Okay, then okay, fine, you can print it out in the SOP and then just replace inbox with those names. Fine, but before, first complete this functionality. Okay, fine. So now at first let me create a variable private boolean initial fetch equals false. Fine, I'll explain you what is initial fetch. See, initial fetch means this method. Okay, this method is initial fetch. If this method executed, then will the initial fetch value updated to true. Okay, when we run our application. Okay, so it's loading. Let me just terminate it. So when we run our application, fine. Okay, before creating the object, initial mails got executed due to add post construct annotation. Fine. Then fetch all mails got executed. Fine. It fetched all the mails, updated this all email list, and then initial fetch equals true. That means initial fetch has done. Suppose for any reason this initial mails fails to execute, then first we need to execute this fetch all initial mails. Then only we can just execute this method, a newly received mails. So here we'll add one condition. If initial fetch not, then initial mails execute this method. Okay, initial mails and return. Okay, that means if this method failed to execute, okay, but this method will run every 10 seconds. Okay, so once after 10 seconds this method start to execute, it will check initial fetch is false or true. Okay, if this method fails, that means initial fetch will not true, it remains false. False of not equals true. Okay, condition become true and initial mail. Okay, initial mail will execute, fetch all mails, and then equals to true and then return. Fine. And then after 10 seconds it again executed, this method will false and then execute the further process. Okay, now the same thing we need to till here, same thing. Okay, so try catch exception e. Okay, still here. Okay, same thing, properties, then creating the session, creating the store, connecting the store to our Gmail address, get the inbox folder, open the inbox folder. Now we need the current mails count. Okay, so current mails count equals, we have the inbox folder, so inbox folder have one method get message count. Fine. Okay, now we need to compare this current mails count with the last message count. Okay, when this fetch all mails fetched all the mails initially, updated this last message count to that, like suppose initial there were 30 mails. Okay, so last message count was 30. Now after 10 seconds 2 new mail arrived. After 10 seconds this method will execute every 10 seconds. Now again I am fetching the get message count. So now it was 32. Okay, so if the current mails count greater than last message count, then we need to fetch the only new mails. Okay, there is one more option. Let's fetch again all the mails. So we are fetching all the mails, so new mails also will come. No, see here there is another process. We'll fetch only 2 mails, only the new mails, and then we need to kept those new mails on the top of the stack. Got it? Yeah, so only 2 mails. Why will waste time? A lot of, suppose there are 30,000 mails, it is good to fetch all the mails, 30,000 mails. No, very bad. Okay, fine. So how to fetch message? Let's fetch. Okay, so there might be possibility that okay there are multiple new mails will arrive, that's why array. Okay, so new mails, okay, or new messages, same thing, mails, messages, inbox folder dot get messages, and it takes 2 argument. First last message count plus 1 and then current mails count. Okay, so suppose there are 30 mails and now it was 32, so last message count plus 1 and then current mails count, so it will give me the new mails only. Okay, let me also write the print statement. So new mails count, new messages dot length. Okay, now we got the new mails here. Okay, now the same thing, we got the new mails using for each loop. Let's update. Okay, there is a change in here. Okay, initially we are adding the email. Okay, we are get this new messages, okay, so we'll get one mails here, and we are setting the mails from subject, receive, date, content here, and then adding into our email list. Okay, now one change is, I told you I need to add it into the top of the stack, so 0 comma, that's all. Okay, it will come on the top. Okay, and then we'll update last message count equals this current mails count. Fine. So last message count, current mails count. Okay, why? Because now last message count updated. Okay, because we have kept the new mails on the top. Now the last message count should be 32. Okay, again if we'll receive new mails, so again now 32 changes to 34. So last message count was now 32, and this is current mails count is 34. Okay, fine. And now this is the if condition. Else, let me write a statement that no new mails found. Okay, if there is not any change in the last message count and current mails count, then no new mails found. Now similarly, let me close the resources, inbox folder dot close false and store dot close. Okay, catch is sys out. Okay, error in fetching newly received mails e dot get message. Okay, done. Now the main thing, how this method will execute every 10 seconds. At scheduled, scheduled and fixed rate in the millisecond. Okay, so it is 10 seconds. Okay, one more thing we need to do. Where is our application? So Gmail receiver application. Okay, this is here also. Enable scheduling. Enable scheduling, we need to inform a Spring. Okay, enable scheduling. So this method will run every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds. Okay, in that meantime, if we'll receive new mails, then yeah, we are just adding it on the top. And then let me write here also a statement, current mails count. So okay, updated. Okay, leave it. Fine, let me run it again. Okay, that's all. Let me run it again, and then let's check by sending a new mails. Okay, so let me send a new mail on this mail ID. Fine, so let's first check initial mails. Okay, and then let's check the new mails, and then we'll check on our HTML interface that our new mail will receive on the top or not. Fine, so let me add here my that app password. Okay, so I've added my app password. Let me run my application. Run as Java application. Fine, so it's running, and yeah, it's running. Okay, see, initial fetch total mails count 178. Okay, initial mails count is 178. Remember this number. Okay, 178 was my initial mails count. Fine. See here, last message count 178. Fine. Now you can see no new mails found. Okay, it is coming from the our newly received mails, which is running every 10 seconds. See, after 10 seconds it is checked, no new mails found, and updated, no new mails found. Okay, wait for 10 seconds. See, no new mails found. Now let's go to my Gmail and send a new mail. Okay, so initially it was 178. Fine, let me go to my Gmail. So this is my Gmail, you can see this is my Gmail. Okay, this is what the Gmail. Now let me send the mail to itself. Okay, so compose, okay, and demo sample mail, demo sample message. Okay, so first let me see here. Okay, yeah, now let me go and send it. Okay, see, a new mail received here. Now let me go here and then let's see it will update or not. See, new mails count 1. New mails count 1. Okay, now again after 10 seconds no new mails count. Okay, process is again and again running. Let me go to my here and then refresh it. See, a new mail receive on the top. This is what the mail is, demo sample mail and demo sample message what I have sent. Okay, let's do one more. Compose. Okay, so again let me send it here, and for now it's Spring Framework Gmail test. Okay, Gmail test message. Okay, let me send it again. So let me go here. Okay, and see, new mails count 1. Again detected. Let me go to my interface, Gmail interface. See, this was a previous mail just now. This is the date, Gmail test message, and Spring Framework Gmail test was the subject I have kept. You remember? Okay, fine. You can send through any mail because this is what the Gmail interface we have created for a particular mail ID. Okay, for this mail ID I have created my Gmail. Okay, now I no need to go to the Gmail. Fine, it's not the same UI, but yeah, fine. Now one last thing what I promised you is to get all the folders name. Suppose you want to get sent item folder, so you should not write a sent. Okay, first you need to know what is the actual folder name. Okay, so how to get it? Folder, and let me create a array of type folder. Folders equal store. From the store you will get all the folders name. Store dot get default folder dot list, and double quote star. Fine, and using the for each loop, folder. Okay, folders, using the for each loop you can print it out all the folders. Okay, so folder dot get full name. Fine, so let me add this and let me again run it. Okay, in my this fetch all mails. Fine, so you can just see it. So after initial fetch count, let me add it. Okay, and then again let me run it. Fine, you'll see. Okay, I need to show you. Fine, otherwise it will create a mess. See, so initial fetch total mails was 180, and you can see for the inbox it's inbox. Okay, then Gmail all mail, Gmail draft, Gmail important, Gmail sent mail, Gmail spam, Gmail stared, Gmail trash. So these all are the folder mails. You need to folder names. You need to write the exact. Suppose you want sent mail. So just copy it and then instead of inbox write this. So here you'll get the sent folder and then similarly get messages. So sent messages. Okay, got it? Cleared? Yes or no? Okay, fine. So this is what you'll get to know, all the folders. Here this is the folder name. Okay, for the inbox it's inbox only. For all these are draft, important, stead, spam, sent. Okay, fine. So and now the total mails was 180. Okay, 178. 2 mails we have just now sent, so 180. Okay, so everything was done. Fine. This is the part 2. Part 3, only one thing is remaining: integration. Okay, Gmail application part 2 is responsible to capture, receive all the mails. Gmail application part 1 we have covered is responsible to send the mail. So Gmail application part 1 send the mail, Gmail application part 2 receive the mail. Now here in our Gmail application part 2, okay, what we'll do is we are going to create a compose button here. On click of the compose button, so here it should be a compose button. On click of the compose button, a form will open, just an HTML form, no any backend functionality. From, to, and message and send button. When we click on the send button, now the control will go to the Gmail application part 1. Okay, send the message, send the mail to whatever mail you just written here. Okay, send this data, take this data along with it and pass it to our Gmail application part 1, send the mail, fine, and then revert it back, and here will display a message. Here will display a message. Okay, so here will display a message here or where, like mail sent. Okay, and here is the compose button. When we click on it, a dialog will open here with to, from, message, send, and now it will take this data and contact to other application. Like suppose this is the Instagram. So when we click on any form on Instagram, now Instagram is contacting with the Facebook, which is also running on other port. Facebook just done the operation, okay, and then send a response, and here mail sent successfully. Okay, fine. If you are feeling good, then you can subscribe. Okay, so next thing is, yeah, just like a bank application, you can just create one service. Just see, if you want to create any project using microservice, then just analyze the services, what application is offering to us. Bank is offering deposit, withdrawn, fine, like all the services. Okay, and then create a different Spring Boot application running on different port. Okay, all are running on the, suppose 5 application you created, so 5 applications are running. Now integrate with them using REST template. Okay, I'll show you. Let's integrate our Gmail receiver with the sender, this functionality like sending the mail, okay, in our Gmail application part 3, and that's over. Okay, fine. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, and if you enjoyed the video, then please like, share, subscribe, and thank you.